I'm Yumi. Now I'm going to meet my ex-professor of creative writing, Raúl, who has published his new book. I'm greatly interested in his writing and creativity, so I'm going to Badalona in order to ask him some questions about the book and his process of writing. Here, the bookshop Laire, which is located in the very center of Barcelona, is a place where Raúl gives lectures. Every week, he teaches the theory of literature, and also we present our writing in the class. It was very emotional to see him again in person after a long period of pandemic. Walking together alongside the Mediterranean Sea in Badalona, we talked about his new book. Could you tell me about your new novel a bit? How did you come up with the idea to write this new novel?
Well, this book is based on the experiences that my parents told me since I was little. They were parents in the 80s in Spain, and the idea we had in Spain about those years was quite magical. Like they were magical years where everything turned out to be right and democracy came into Spain, but they had a different story to tell. It was a story of unemployment, of poverty, drugs. There was always also sexual repression. So he told me stories about themselves and their friends. So I decided to put it into a fiction. So not everything is true in there as any fiction. And this is how the idea came about. It took me a couple of years to document everything. And asking my parents is always interesting process to ask your parents about their lives because they are part of you as well.
So focusing on the individual lives in the, say, great movement in the country.
I think most of the people in Spain were left out from that big movement. That was an idea from the government saying, well, now we are free and now we are very artistic, but most of the people had to carry on with their lives without any touch of the culture or being part of Almodovar's films or anything like that. They had to just try to survive because the unemployment was quite big, drug was a real problem there, and AIDS as well. So I wanted to tell the story of normal people, not just poets and painters and filmmakers. Yeah, that they have their own novels and their own films and their own budgets, but these people, like my parents, they never been paying attention to. So that's what I wanted to do, to make an homage of them.
And what's the main message that you want to tell to your readers?
Well, the first thing is I'd like them to be entertained with the story. But just wanted to tell the story of real people that lived and suffered during these years and they survived. And some of them didn't survive, so it's just a way to tell people don't just get one side of the story. Try to have as many, because none of them is true by itself. It's always a conjunction of many stories, so I wanted to put it that way in that novel at least.
And your new novel, for example, how long did it take to finish it?
Well, in this case, it was 2 years of working every day. Yeah. I tend to write a lot of manuscripts, and I rewrite a lot. Also, I pass the manuscript around, so it's also a huge process because you have to share it with a lot of people, get a lot of feedback as well. So in total, it was 2 years of hard work. Then obviously stories are always inside you, and they are just waiting for you to take them out. So, yeah, 2 years more or less.
With this novel, that's Caballos Inocentes,
Yes.
you won the prize
Mm-hmm.
Felipe Trigo.
Felipe Trigo.
And then, how did you feel when you got the information?
Yeah. Well, I knew that I was a finalist, so it's a very scary moment because you're competing against other people. Yeah. So I spent a terrible month of November just waiting to know the result. And I remember that last day I decided not to follow the decision. So I went for dinner with my wife, and then I got a call and said, "You won the prize." I was crying, but I mean, more than that, it's always a satisfaction because you see that your work is being validated by people that work in the industry and that write books and read books. And I struggle a lot to write the novel, and I send it to many publishing houses and get little results. So getting this was a huge honor. I think it was very. I liked a lot this thing.